Museveni was here to open the second session of the 11th Parliament. Behind these anthems were strong messages for the sober-minded leaders.
Therefore, let all the NRM MPs and other positive elements rally around the patriotic program of the NRM that has transformed Uganda from the failed state of 1986, with the economy expanding in size 30 times plus in the 30 years, in spite of the endless betrayals by certain elements.
Dialogue in the event of conflict or misunderstanding was his emphasis.
Those who cause frictions among the NRM fraternity should be carefully examined. Why can't you discuss any matter in a non-antagonistic way? Why? Because I normally hear people fighting this one. Why do you fight somebody who is on your side? Even if somebody is making a mistake, go and talk to him or her. Then you go together, you see the speaker, you see the prime minister, you see the vice president, and solve it. But tension, this one is accusing that. Why?
Citing examples of rebels and opposition stalwarts that he has brought close for the sake of peace, Museveni tipped leaders on peaceful coexistence.
So one time we were in a place called Nyima, and I don't know what God had visited Anwar. She came to my rally because she was like an enemy. She was attacking me all the time. But me, I would talk to her very nicely. But when she came to my rally, my people refused to give her a chair. I was really annoyed with my people. Why do you refuse to give Anwar a chair? She's on the other side. She has come. She's adding to our strength. Why do you to treat her as if she's a bad person? I was not happy with my group there in Nyima. It is blessed, even biblically, for you to bring people together.
The MPs who listened in silence took notes and then responded, most of whom welcomed the message.
President wondered that some people even come today and they end up in air conditioning, but what they start with is to fight others. Some of them even join today and start fighting others who have been in the party. I think that was a strong message. I just want to appeal to my colleagues who have come with those bad manners of fighting others. Just seeing passes like this, I must fight her, whether she has done anything wrong or not.
When you have a problem in a family, the best is to sit down and you iron that problem. So I think he was saying that positively because he wants to send a message outside that even if we are in political affiliations different, we must sit together to see to it that we develop this country.
For example, if the issues they have been criticizing me or accusing me in Parliament were true, the President would have seen they are accusing me of communicating just a letter of a directive he taught me, and I shared with him. So I'm happy. I appeal to my colleagues in Parliament that we stop fighting one another.
The President's message coming at a time the members of the opposition in Parliament have boycotted the State of Nation address. To this, divergent views have been expressed.
And I think by boycotting Parliament, they are actually misrepresenting their population, their people who voted them in here. For instance, what has been talked here is relevant to everybody of us. The issue of the economy, the issue of security, the issue of food security for our citizens. All these are very, very important for us to come together and work for the common good.
The President has delivered a good speech. It is an optimistic speech, full of economic promises and opportunities. They have a cause why they have chosen to stay. I hope government will get the message loud and clear and continue to engage them.
With or without them attending, it makes no difference. because you can attend by watching on television, you can attend virtually, you don't have to be physically present here. So if they thought they wanted to make a point, there is no point they have made, because the State of the Nation address has still gone on, and we have had it very calmly. The only thing we missed were just the interruptions, the disruptions usually which they make, which are also not parliamentary.
With the State of Nation address already delivered, the country now awaits the budget reading, slated for Tuesday, June 14th, 2022. Henry Okurut, UBC.
Meanwhile, President Yoweri Museveni has reiterated the country's need to build an independent, self-sustaining national economy. Point 5 of the NRM's 10-point program, which was later summarized into the 4 NRM principles. Now, he emphasized this at the State of the Nation address in Kololo.
It is through creating backward and forward linkages in our economy that Uganda's budget in the next few days will be standing at $45.7 billion by the exchange rate method and at $131.6 billion by the PPP method.
This means that the GDP per capita is now $1,046. You remember, the entrance point for the lower middle income status is US dollars 1,036. We have now passed that figure.
The Ugandan economy continues to manifest resilience despite the pandemic shocks in the last 2 years. However, it is yet to be classified as a middle-income country.
To be declared a middle-income country, you need to sustain this for 2 to 3 consecutive years. I am confident we shall overperform.
On the other hand, the president has applauded all stakeholders of the Ugandan economy for sustaining surplus supply of some commodities that are being sought after by other developed countries.
That's why Uganda is unbeatable in terms of chicken, of eggs. Nobody can compete with us in the world because we have both. We have cheap maize, so we can make cheap animal feed and therefore support chicken and pigs and fish farming. That's why that's why normally our brothers in Kenya get problems, because we are able to give them chicken, very good eggs, very good milk, but at a low cost, because we have got cheaper animal feeds.
Since agriculture is the backbone of Uganda's economy, farmers and leaders in various parts of the country have been mandated to leverage the parish development model to create quality, effective and sustainable agricultural models with profitable agribusiness as a goal in mind. Wadulo Mark Arnold, UBC News in Kololo.
And President Yoweri Museveni has called upon leaders in Karamoja sub-region to condemn the acts of cattle rustling within the region. On the occasion of the State of the Nation address, the president warned groups destabilizing Karamoja and advised that dialogue can solve political and security conflicts.
President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has called for dialogue among disgruntled parties to solve political and security conflicts. He says this should be made priority, combined with military strategies to arrive at a political consensus.
Even for the terrorist groups, if they accept dialogue, it should be tried.
The president denounced use of force to settle disputes.
Using force is like using surgery. Surgery is used as a method of last resort when less violent methods to the body can no longer work. Even then, it should be used in a very restricted way, affecting only the sick part, not the rest of the body.
Security agencies, on the other hand, have managed to dismantle the allied democratic forces who are operating in the thickets of DR Congo. The group has scampered for safety, though still conducting some atrocities.
There is a solution to such a problem that we used to deal with those smaller groups attacking the soft targets of unguarded wananchi. We are discussing all this with the government of Congo.
Government continues to increase manpower of the armed forces and training more security personnel. Part of the personnel are supporting operations against cattle rustlers in Karamoja.
The cattle rustlers will soon lose appetite for the gun. However, the cattle rustlers and other terrorists should be condemned, and they should also condemn themselves because of Okwetera and Obo.
President Museveni is concerned that government is spending funds to facilitate soldiers in the fight against cattle rustlers instead of working on developmental projects in the region.
That means a bigger wage bill, feeding, health, education for the children of the soldiers, accommodation, etc. This is the money we should be spending in Karamoja.
Ivan Kahwa, UBC News.
Also, while delivering the State of the Nation address at Kololo Ceremonial Grounds, President Yoweri expressed concern over public laxity in observing standard operating procedures to prevent the spread of COVID-19. Let's take a look at that.
The country's population is again in fear and panic as new cases of COVID-19 are being registered across the country. This fresh threat has come at a time when the population was starting to enjoy relief from the COVID-19 lockdown since the cases had drastically gone down for a couple of months. While delivering the State of the Nation address, President Yoweri Museveni reminded the population to start strict observance of standard operating procedures.
On Corona, however, the public needs to be careful again. Why were people not putting on masks at Namugongo? I was watching at those Namugongo people, they were not putting on masks. I think they may think wrongly that when you are in a church, you don't get infected. So, I'm a bit worried about what I saw happening there. We are now again getting 2 deaths per week from Corona. Be alert again, please.
The civil society has also added a voice on the President's observation by calling for scale-up of vaccination drives.
It is true that there is a resurgence of COVID. If you went around the hospitals now, you see most people are coughing, the symptoms. So there is a new variant, and you know the virus, the COVID, mutates, and so we have this Omicron, and I think there is even now like a new variant. It seems it's a bit mild, but it is eating our money. It is eating our time. People are sick, and instead of working, they are in the hospitals. So I think government needs to come out clear. I would not only advise against lockdown. The lockdown can really lock us down, but I think it is important to increasing awareness creation, convincing people to massively immunize and be able to reduce the incident of COVID-19, be able to travel, be able to trade, and get out of this economic crisis much faster.
As of June 4th, 2022, there are 35 new registered cases of COVID-19. Adiana Kote, UBC.
Now, mayors and town clerks of cities and municipalities across the country have been advised to construct waste management treatment plants to keep their cities clean organized and attractive to tourists interested in social amenities. While commissioning and handing over 12 skip loader garbage trucks to urban markets at Nakawa, the Vice President, Jessica Alupo, expressed the need for mayors to benchmark best practices of managing waste, like the technology to translate garbage into artificial fertilizers.
Speaking at the handover ceremony, Vice President Major retired Jessica Alupo rallied mayors and town clerks to ensure that resources are effectively used to maintain the markets and their facilities, which include the new. Speaking at the handover ceremony, Vice President Major retired Jessica Alupo rallied mayors and town clerks to ensure that resources are effectively used to maintain the markets and their facilities, which include the new garbage trucks.
The government has procured 12 skip loader garbage trucks for 12 urban markets under the Markets and Agricultural Trade Improvement Program project, Phase 2. The trucks were bought from savings on the loan for financing Matip 2 of $84.2 million from the African Development Bank and the government of Uganda counterfunding of $9.5 million. They are meant to contribute to the waste management challenge at the newly constructed markets in the cities and municipalities.
We have been having challenges of managing garbage as a municipality. We had an old truck. Even right now it's down. We have an old tractor, so there was a lot of garbage, and I am extremely happy that even now my name from the radio now will tone down, will be positive one.
As mayors, we take all the beatings that come from garbage or disposal of waste in our areas. It is therefore an amazing gesture and an amazing journey that the Ministry of Local Government takes with us.
While commissioning and handing over the trucks, the Vice President, Jessica Alupo, urged mayors and town clerks to consider people who were in the markets before construction for transparency.
The overriding objective of the government policy is the eradication of poverty in Uganda by creating opportunities and a conducive environment, particularly for the less privileged members of the society, to work and earn a living. The efforts to address economic and social challenges, which the NRM is working on, is on course. We continue to focus our efforts towards wealth creation and improved household incomes.
The Minister for Local Government, Raphael Magezi, urged mayors to ensure the trucks are properly operated and maintained to fulfill their purpose of promoting cleaner cities and protection of the environment.
I want to make sure that these trucks are used for the purpose for which they have been procured. And they are under your custody, the town clerks, and under your supervision, your worship, the mayors. Use them well, maintain them well.
The supplier MS Victoria Motors Limited conducted training of truck operators, and the ministry has cautioned the beneficiary municipalities and cities against switching them with untrained operators.
Sometimes untrained persons are allowed to operate these trucks. The town clerks should ensure that this is avoided at all costs. The town clerks should first arrange for training whenever there is need to replace an already trained operator.
Ministry of Local Government plans to construct more 18 markets, starting with cities and municipalities, in an effort to contribute to wealth creation, providing employment opportunities and a conducive environment for the less privileged members of society to work and earn a living. I'm Nafka Farida and Setumba Douglas in Kampala.
Have waka, you bust the eyes through me about my waka. Now come and see for yourself, see my waka that I got with Momo Nyabo.
Simply deposit 20K or more on your mobile money for a chance to win 3 Toyota Succeeds and money to 2,000 lucky winners every week. We're giving away 24 cars and over 2 billion shillings of mobile money.
Are you a player in the tourism sector with a struggling business following the COVID pandemic? UDB, in partnership with European Union, is providing financial assistance to businesses operating in the tourism sector. You can access subsidized loan with grants, loan with a tenor of up to 5 years, free business advisory services, and free environmental impact assessment. Visit www.udbl.co.ug/call for applications to apply. Deadline for submission is 31st October 2022 at 5 p.m. For more information, please call 0414 355 509.
The Kabaka Birthday Run 2022 is back on Sunday, 3rd July 2022 at Lubiri Mengo. This year, the run will be physical and will be flagged off by Sabasaja Kabaka at 7 a.m. Come out in large numbers once again to Lubiri Mengo. Run for a cause to fight and end HIV by 2030. Buy your ticket today at 15,000 Uganda shillings from Airtel shops at Tobani Center, New Taxi Park, ShopRite Building, Benchwanka Street, Majestic Brands Office at Bulange Mengo. You can also buy your ticket using Airtel Money. Dial *185*5#. Select Payments, select Kabaka Run, and follow the prompts to complete the payment. Kabaka Birthday Run 2022 is brought to you by UNAID, CBS, BBS, and Airtel, the smartphone network.
Affordable packages, great entertainment, sports, local content, telenovela, the movies. There is something for everybody. Go TV, this is where our best stories live.
Get the best entertainment for any budget. With GoTV, you will have great entertainment for as little as 13,000 Uganda shillings per month. GoTV, great stories, Zidiwano. GoTV Uganda, love it.
Beat the back-to-school hustle today. Pay school fees conveniently using Airtel Money. Dial *185#. Select option 6, school fees.
Select to pay using Bridge Schools, School Pay or Beg Pay.
Select option 1, pay fees. Enter student number. Enter the amount. Enter the PIN number to complete payment. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
Fellow citizens, thank you for diligently and consistently honoring your tax obligations. It is through your collective contribution that the government is able to provide social services. In spite of the simultaneous global crises that have hit our livelihoods and businesses, you have proven that as a people, we can rise up and still mobilize domestic revenues enough to sustain us as a country. As we close in to the end of this financial year, I urge you not to lose the momentum and resilience that you have demonstrated all year through. Please file your returns and remit your taxes in time to avoid unnecessary inconveniences that come with non-compliance. As Uganda Revenue Authority, we are committed to facilitate you in honoring your obligations through a reliable and delightful service. I invite you to use our various e-platforms to remit your tax contributions with ease and on time. We have extended all our working hours at all our border stations, the bonded warehouses, and service centers. Should you need further assistance, please contact us via our toll-free lines and our WhatsApp platforms. Tax is the surest way of liberating our country from the bondage of economic dependence. Let us all play our part, pay our dues, and develop our country. For God and my country.
Uganda Revenue Authority, developing Uganda together.
Welcome back. You are still watching News Tonight. Now, Uganda has joined the world to celebrate Food Safety Day on the theme Safer Food, Better Health. The intention is to draw attention and mobilize to prevent, detect and manage foodborne risks and improve human health.
According to reports from the World Health Organization, several illnesses are as a result of unsafe food. This is mainly prevalent amongst vulnerable groups such as children, pregnant mothers, and people living with comorbidities. Among the key objectives for the World Food Safety Day is to increase awareness amongst the general public of foodborne risks, plus highlighting issues of aflatoxins and antimicrobial resistance.
So when we say the World Food Safety Day, the first and most important person in this equation is actually the consumer, because we are talking about the safety of the consumer. Now that we are going to celebrate the World Safety Day, the consumer information is most important. Secondly, everybody who is in the food sector, the whole value chain, right from the farmer as they are producing this food, they should, for example, know not spray using certain chemicals. They should know how to handle, how to dry, how to package.
Maria Makirol from Action Against Hunger USA says governments need to put the issue of food safety high on the agenda.
Food safety is a global concern, and anything that concerns the globe concerns the people. If we don't handle the food very well, then we are likely to have foodborne related diseases. And you will see that even in the cities, the management of the food is generally poor. You find food being sold in the toilet. You find food being washed with unclean water.
The celebrations are on the theme of safer food, better health, and the Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries has dedicated the entire month to several awareness activities.
And over 10 houses, crops and other belongings of residents who impinged in wetlands of Butabika Hospital Village have been demolished by NEMA Environmental Police, Ministry of Water and Environment, together with the State House Anti-Corruption Unit and Security. Now, the officers say that on several occasions they have warned the illegal occupants of the impending eviction.
Environment Police, Minister of Water and Environment, NEMA, State House Anti-Corruption Unit and Security Enforcements went to Butabika Hospital Village in Nakawa Division to evict residents who encroached on government wetlands.
We are here for an operation which is called technically restoration, which means that we are trying to make this place look as it was before it was encroached upon.
With the help of court bailiffs, they demolished houses, crops and other residents' belongings on the wetland as some residents tried to rescue their belongings. Residents claim to have land titles.
Where are we going to start? I have 6 children. Some they are in school. We have nowhere to start.
Among the houses demolished was the one for the area defense. Abudu Mutiaba.
Just saw the trucks coming this morning. I was not aware of anything.
Do you have a land title for this land?
I don't have a land title because I'm renting the land. I have not bought the land.
Because right now we don't have where to go. Even the work is not there. We don't have the work. We are all struggling. We are not thieves. We are not stealing people's things. We are not doing what? We are not the corruption people.
Senior wetlands officer from Ministry of Water and Environment, George Wamunga, refuted the residents' allegations.
They think it is abandoned land, but land belongs to government. And the government has protected it, knowing its purpose. But for them, they think it is free land. They come and just occupy. So there is no compensation as far as when we evict you from this wetland.
Ministry of Water and Environment says other villages to be affected is part of Kasokoso, Chito, Mutungo Zone 4, Monkey City Village and Kasao. And they want residents to vacate these villages.
The next phase will go up to the road. That's where Jinja Kampala Highway. Then the other phase will handle Banda and the other area around up to the lower minister's village. Working with the other stakeholders, we are telling these people that if you are still within our boundaries, which we have, which are clear, they should start planning to leave.
The area Member of Parliament, Rhodah Ngonzi, also visited the locus.
Also touch the big fish, the likes of the Sudil and others who have basically grabbed the wetlands and degraded the wetland. Because the wetland is an ecosystem that is very, very important and as such should be reserved.
Meanwhile, there was confusion as officers vacated after the operation when residents put fire in most of the roads and crossing some routes leading to the main road with road blocks. Deborah Namamonde, UBC News.
Meanwhile, land conflicts between two communities in Arua district and the city has resulted into border disputes between the two local governments. Communities of Oluko and Ewa in Arua city and Arua district respectively have been burning houses and destroying crops in conflict over land at Ewa village in Arua district.
The conflict started between two families of James Ombaya of Arua district and Alex Adia of Oluko side in Arua city over disputed land in Ombandereku village, Ewa parish, Ajia sub-county in Arua district. The matter was before court, which ruled in favor of James Ombaya's family, but Alex Adia's family did not agree. The continuing disagreement between the two people over land ownership eventually led to formation of cliques from the two communities to fight either side. This attracted attention of leaders from Arua city and Arua district.
Groups started building up and claims developed to change the form of this conflict from land ownership to border conflict. We least as leaders expected any such occurrences in these two communities.
Currently, people from Oluko clan, the border between Arua city and the district, to be on a hill on the side of Arua district, and those from Ochoko clan, the border, being at the valley where River Aka flows. Jura Jimmy is a former parish chief of Ochoko parish from 1982.
Even those people who were from Oluko, they were all, some of them were even residing here. And I was also asking those people, if you are now residing here, make sure you are from Ajia side. So you are going to pay your tax to Ajia. It was just a matter, it is just a mistake of, actually it's a mistake of these people, because these people from Uluko, their aim was, the border was not from this river, the border was up there. My administrative border on that time, it was a river.
Leaders of Arua city noted that some individuals are inciting youth to fight in disguise of claiming their land.
Some of the people who belong to these two communities also have some individuals who have been inciting their communities to go and attack one another. We said if the people of Oluko lost against Reverend Ombanya and they since appealed in the courts of law, they should follow that case, other than coming to disturb Reverend Ombanya in this piece of land where he was already given powers by court.
What I have sensed here is there are some few individuals who are instigating this violence. They mobilize the youth, even who may not be having interest here in land, to do this havoc of burning houses, stealing animals, stealing food items and so on.
Deputy Resident Commissioners of Arua District and Arua City, Ham Ezama and Ismail Masaba, advised the two communities to stop violence over border issues.
The district and the city should not divide you.
Our district as the city
border lines
Lokri
should not create confusion and divide the families.
Since the matter is still in court, the status quo of the issue should remain as it is. Those who have been farming here should deal with their farm issues. But again, I had already instructed the police to deal with these criminals. Those who have burnt their houses, that's already action and it is a criminal case. It's not even a simple case, it is a high court case, by the way. So they must be arrested and be prosecuted.
In West Nile, creation of new districts has caused border disputes amongst some local governments.
And Islamic University in Uganda, IUIU, has partnered with government to build a hospital as one of their achievements for this year's 30th graduation, slated for the 10th of June. The chairman, University Council Faisal Abdulaziz, said the health facility will cut costs for nationals flying abroad for treatment.
The chairman today is clearly saying that we will have a center of medical excellence in Uganda, but an indication that we are going to join hands with the government to provide social responsibility to the community. We have a big team of Ugandans who are leaving to go for treatment in India, to go for treatment to Turkey, among other destinations in the world. So such a center of excellence will be able to train our doctors. It will be able to help some of the surgeries that are not being handled within the country. It will be able to attract in a lot of investments in the area of health, including management of patients who go out to other countries but need aftercare services. We are going to cooperate in the field of agriculture, in the field of health, in military, in education. So more plans or MOUs will be unveiled in due course.
Inshallah, coming Friday, 10th of June, IU will celebrate the graduation of the 30th ceremony at Mabel. That will, inshallah, be very unique.
And with that, we take a quick break. When we return, more details. But these are some of the stories that you should look forward to. Kenyan electorate want candidates to fulfill promises. Uganda cranes in good stead ahead of Niger's debt. And David Semuju and Shadir Musa still impressive in pro ranks.
A good school doesn't tolerate violence against children.
Because a good school equals a better life.
Raising voices.
Jennifer, Jukila, Wewagamba, I don't have waka. You passed the ice through me about my waka. Now come and see for yourself, see my waka that I got with Momo Nyabo. Jambola be waka, look at you waka, see my waka that I got with Momo Nyabo.
Show them waka with MTN Momo Nyabo. Simply deposit 20K or more on your mobile money for a chance to win 3 Toyota Succeeds and money to 2,000 lucky winners every week. We're giving away 24 cars and over 2 billion shillings of mobile money.
Water gives life. Water is life. But not all water is created equal. Refresh yourself with the new quality Nirvana packaged drinking water and fuel you and your passion to go further in life.
Visit a shop near you and grab a 250 ml at 500 shillings, 500 ml at 1,000 shillings, 1.5 liters at 2,000 shillings, or the 20-liter jumbo bottle at 19,000 shillings. Nirvana is a product of Crown Beverages Limited, the makers of Pepsi products.
Be alert. Do not share your Airtel Money PIN number with anyone. Airtel Uganda employees will never ask for your Airtel Money PIN number on call, SMS, or by email. All SIM card registrations, SIM card verifications, or SIM swaps are done at clearly branded Airtel shops and not on phone. To report any fraudulent activity, please call 100 immediately. The official calling number for Airtel promotions is 0200 100 100. Stay alert on Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
The Tales of Kasozi, brought to you by Uganda Communications Commission.
Hello?
Hello?
This is Kasozi. How can I help you?
Hey, Kasozi, my brother. Long time. We last met when we were at campus. It's been a while, but you are the person I'm looking for.
Campus? Really?
Hey, you don't remember me?
Okay, so how can I help you?
I'm stuck in Gulu making millions, and I need to urgently send money to my sick mother. But I can't find any mobile money agent near me. I've sent the money to your phone, as you can see the message. It might take a few minutes to come through, but I urgently need you to send the money to my mother. Let me send you her number, and you send it to her chap.
My friend, I'm afraid your mom is going to die.
What?
Because I don't know you, I never went to campus, and I'm also in Gulu. So can we meet at CPS, we talk about it?
Stay tuned for what Kasozi does next.
Don't Feda. Refrain from unnecessary engagements with strangers over the phone. This message is powered by the Uganda Communications Commission.
Welcome back. This is still News Tonight. Now, in business news, the Microfinance Support Centre has called upon Ugandans to wake up and start making good use of government's programs brought to them at the grassroots level with the aim of eradicating poverty and creating wealth. This was highlighted at the Inspection and Performance Monitoring Program of the Emyoga SACCOs in Jinja District. Joshua Kagoro has more.
Jinja is one of the beneficiaries of the Emyoga program in Busoga South region. While speaking to SACCO members, the state minister in charge of microfinance warned residents of Jinja who do not make sense of the government programs and urged them to take wealth as a compulsory task.
Government ya Uganda ekulemerwa General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni Buhabulwa erese programu nyingi nnyo okulakulanya abantu nemmwe bantu mmwe nga muzonona kakati ku mulundi guno kumpaka kumpyampaka byaki tewakyaliwo okwesalirawo kugaggawala.
According to some leaders, people managing the Emyoga program at the district level must be supervised as well in order to avoid resource diversion to their relatives and families, a vice which is killing the presidential initiative to uplift the living standards of poor Ugandans.
President yaleta Emyoga kino okuyamba omuntu oli asika kabalagala atunda ennyaanya bulijjo okuwulira ng'osomesa naye bwe twatuuka eno abamu ne balondamu abagagga leeta miliyoni tukuwe bweziti leeta kino tuziwe bali abantu beyaleetera ssente ne babeera marginalized ne babavaako. Tuli kusaba you empower nga bwe tulina RDC waife ono okusomesa kuno kwike once ku parish level abantu baife banje bakola ki tebali era nze muti ebyokwogera ng'omwogezi ntiire munaka minisita ayenda kuntola ku mulimu gwange kubanga alambulwire bulungi ekibalo twabulanga really tuli bagaiga every day.
However, a section of organized business people in one of the three constituencies decried selfish local government officials at the sub-county level who put the government in bad light through fraud and embezzlement of funds.
Omu ku bakulembeze abo abaaliwo nga babawandiikisa taliiwo kati
ye taliiwo kuba yabikola kutaliiwo.
Kitegeeza oyo muntu si mukulembeze.
Tumanyi naye twali tumanyi nga mukulembeze twali mulanga era akola.
Kati gwe mwewandikisa ku oyo muntu ne muwa ssente oyo muntu bwe mwali temumanyi nti mukulembeze tolaba nti awo waliwo ensobi nammwe kati lwaki temwasooka kwetegereza.
Mukulembeze naye akasagadde kumwogera mannya. Naye twamulanga mukulembeze alina omulimu gwakola naye mu gavumenti.
With 54 SACCOs, Jinja District received total seed capital of 1.68 billion shillings, savings of 662,218,890 shillings, Loans withheld by members at 2.2 billion shillings, while shared capital mobilized at 25,750,000 shillings. Wadulo Makanold, Kagoro Joshua, UBC News in Jinja.
Now, City Alberta business people have appealed to government on oil prices this financial year, which they say City Alberta chairperson Haji Sekwenyama Mohammed Jeko says the skyrocketing fuel prices have affected the price of meat and a reduction on customers.
Haji Sekwenyama says when fuel prices are reduced, other commodities also reduce. He appeals to government to regulate increase in prices of necessities. The spokesperson
additional money you're in Chigeza Nang when they get over Nang never will
the spokesperson whispered the price extreme. On the way, those controllers also asked for money.
700 or 1,000. But after parking here, remember they have removed already the cream, they have removed the ghee, then they sell a little milk at 3,000. Really the government must own and always regulate and monitor those investors.
Business people in the meat packers cry out for the few customers turn up and the general public.
And on sports, 5 sports personalities have been awarded at the Fortebet Real Star Awards for bettering all others during the month of May. Let's take a look.
Route 256 in Lugogo, Kampala suburb has yet again hosted the Fortebet Real Star Awards for the best sports personalities for the month of May. In football, Fazila Equaput, for her exploits in the FUFA Women's Super League, bettered others. Victor Cheroitich was the best in athletics, while Janet Mbabazi edged other cricket players.
It's going to be in my living room, and it's going to be a reminder for me to do better and, work harder and just play better in the field, yeah.
The award's Chief Executive Officer Isaac Mukasa is optimistic his initiative is inspiring many sports personalities.
Really, you heard it from Mr. James Okello from basketball. I was said to see all those guys competing over this accolade. People are competing. Last time the winner came from UCU and it was on my phone. Am I coming back? Am I coming back? But it wasn't there. So you just see the competition we are creating, and you think more competition is coming ahead.
Other winners were James Okello from basketball and netball's Stella Oyela. John Burns Centum reporting.
Also, Uganda's Olympians Shadir Musa Borgi and David Kavuma will continue their journey in the professional ranks when they contest non-title fights that's on July 23rd, 2022.
Soon after the Olympics last year, David Semuju and Shadir Musa Borgi decided to venture into the professional ranks. Both were successful at their first attempt and now eye another shot during a 12 sports round boxing promotion organized event due 23rd July 2022.
Our runner for us, our first April, was a success into twina huge crowds, but majorly to breaking records in terms of gate collections. Telimu na Uganda wa promoter ali akunganyiza sente ku gate nga etwachikola kolo. Of course, nga boxing lagging behind because we need as many sponsorship as possible to cutting even.
During the event that will be hosted at the MTN Arena Lugogo, Shadil Musa Borgi will contest a 6-round middleweight contest against Henry Kasuja.
I hope this fight is going to be better, much better than the first fight, because the first fight was kind of tough. I was facing a tough opponent, having a 14 plus pro fights, and I was making my debut. And there was a lot of respect in that, fighting such a kind of fighters and boxers. This time around, I'm fighting a guy or a boxer whom I've never even seen him fighting or either way somewhere.
David Semuju will also contest a 6-rounder super welterweight fight against Shamil Ntambi on a day of many other boxing bouts.
First of all, I call upon all my fans so that they can come and enjoy this fight. Yeah, this fight is going to be a good fight, and this time I'm going to showcase. It's going to be different.
In other bouts, Conrad Senyange engages Abdurazak Wamara. Paul Kasumali dates Ibrahim Chibi. Roger Kamolege is up against Hassan Were, and Isaac Sebufu fights Farat Manilol. Others in action will be Swali Kikisitu, Ibrahim Mubiru, Saul Mare, Kamada Antege, Ignatius Onyango, and John Serunjoji. John Barnes Centamo reporting.
Well, that does it for news tonight. Thank you for sticking with us. I am Rhodah Ngonzi. Have yourselves a lovely night.